know something?
Uh-oh. Oh, please don't tell people you didn't watch it. Oh my gosh.
I didn't watch it.
No, you can't they're gonna skewer you. Oh, legend. I like you, man. They're gonna come. Dude, they're gonna be outside your house, man. They're outside your house right now, man. Watch out.
Bro,
Duck.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched a lot of relevant clips because I was like, what is going on? What is her just boom, 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 boom summaries? Then I read a lot about it. And then I watched her interviews after, and I was like,
you can't do. Oh, legend.
I'm not an expert on this topic.
The Candace fans are not going to take it, man. They're going to, legend, we're going to put you in witness protection, man. They're coming after you, man. Oh, I like you, man. Darn it.
I'm not going to lie to the viewers. I can't do it. I could have like put myself in a false light and be like, yeah, I'm familiar.
A false light.
I'm not gonna do that. No, I didn't watch the whole series because I'm not interested in someone else's, like, it's a little private. What I care about is the claims by the Macrons, and then if Candace is going to win or lose. That's all my involvement in this. And so, like, to watch the whole series, I'm not interested in like all the other journalists and blah, 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 because the reality is if Candace echoed what they said, she's now on the hook. Anyone down the chain that says what someone else says, they're all on the hook for defamation.
Okay, that's very interesting. In the comment, I should have put somebody mentioned the author of the book, Becoming Brigitte. He makes it pretty clear that this is a theory. This is an idea that I have, not facts. Whereas Candace took that ball and ran down the facts end zone, only to stumble and fall. So I think you make a great point. I personally, I've told people I read the Macron lawsuit. I want to read Candace's response.
Oh yeah. That's gonna be fun
because that's gonna be the most salient points to this argument. She's not gonna be giving side commentary. She's not gonna take a commercial break. It's not gonna be buy my t-shirts or let me read comments from the live chat. It's only gonna be the stuff that's important to this case. And so therefore, why would I want to read anything else? Like what's the series got to do? And people don't like it. I know they're gonna be in their feelings about it, but she's actually added new theories post the series.
I saw that.
Like the dying sister theory is not in the series.
Right.
It's not there. And so, and people are just running with, oh yeah, the sister gave her identity to her brother as she was dying. I said, you do realize that's not in the series though.
Right.
So I wouldn't have gotten that if I watched the 8.5 hours of content.
Correct. And there's a new thing too, where they found after the lawsuit, they found that like a guy named Jean Brigitte traveled to the US.
Yes.
And they're saying that Brigitte was talking about all her travels to the US, but they can't find any documentation of it, but they found documentation of Jean Brigitte. So it's like kind of like, all right, like this is a lot of in-depth like research on like
the MK Ultra summer camp is what I called it. Yep.
But I'll tell you this. Count on Candace's motion to dismiss. And I can talk about it more if you want.
No,
Count
here we come.
on it being the full, like her entire story that she wants to get out to the public, posted for everyone to read. Because that's gonna be her 15 minutes of fame on this topic, and she's going to launch it. She's going to say
for sure.
She wants.
So let's talk about that. So first of all, dismissal. That is a common strategy pretty much in every lawsuit. Is that fair?
Yeah, but at different stages. So well, go ahead. We'll keep going.
No, so if I'm suing Legend or Legend suing me,
right.
Probably the first thing I'm going to do is say, hey, judge, throw this out because the guy he's coming off his rocker. You'll say, hey, Jason's nuts. Hey, just throw this out. As a strategy, that makes sense. There's nothing wrong with that. And is that fair? No matter when you try to do it, it is something that happens pretty regularly. Is that fair?
It happens at a different stage usually. So in the beginning, yeah, you might do it if, like, let's say I sued you and I said something like, JWhit said that he doesn't like my glasses.
I don't.
You're going to come out and be like, why is that illegal?
Right.
And then you would file the motion to dismiss because my original complaint doesn't have anything wrong with it. You're like, bro, what? Yeah, I don't like his glasses.
Let me grab mine. Let me grab my glasses.
So that's when, oh, look at that.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't like your glasses.
Unite.
I file a countersuit. I'm like, I don't like your glasses either. And the judge slap us both in the face and make it the hell out. So
right.
The idea is that in that stage, yeah, you would file it if the claim doesn't have anything wrong. It's like, because every time you file a motion to dismiss, you have to assume that everything the other side said is true. So that's how the judge has to take it. So, okay, assuming everything in the complaint is true, what's your motion to dismiss about? You have to say, there's nothing illegal. But there is obviously stuff illegal if what they said is true. Only if what they said is true. So the judge has to take that into account. So typically, you wouldn't really file it at this stage. You'd file it after all the evidence starts coming out through discovery, which is the exchange of evidence for both sides. Be like, hey, dude, judge, we got all this evidence. This proves that Brigitte was a man before. We just got it. So now, just let's dismiss this case instead of wasting all this time taking it to a jury and all the money and all this stuff. Let's not waste the time. I want a motion to dismiss, or I want a directed verdict, which is essentially the same thing. Like, I want you, judge, to take it in your hands and be like, there's no way a rational jury would find this to be credible. And that's
Gotcha.
it. So they usually would do it later. But why did Candace do it now? Because she kept saying, I want to go to discovery. I want to get
She wants to get to discovery. Right.
It's a win-win for Candace to file a motion now. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I looked at the docket. Her lawyers asked to exceed the page limit and character limit or word limit, whatever.
Yeah.
For the motion to dismiss. Like, what? Are they writing a book? Like, this is.
It might be.
I think they are. I'm telling you,
No.
get your popcorn out. Because they're going to respond with everything so that the public can read it. And the judge will deny it. He'll be like, look, I gotta assume everything Macron said is true. And if that's the case, then I have to let this case move forward. I can't dismiss at this stage. But they don't care about that. Now, the win-win is this. Either, for some reason, the judge does dismiss it. Boom, she wins. Hey, everybody, I was right. The judge just signed off. Or number two, which is more likely number two, judge will be like, what are you talking about? No, I'm not dismissing. But the whole news cycle picked up everything she said. And she doesn't have to say anything true. She can say whatever she wants in the lawsuit. And you can't be sued for defamation for things you say in court. So she can say whatever wacky stuff she wants to say now. All the crazy theories, whatever she wants. Or if she has legitimate stuff, she's going to put it all on paper for everyone to see in that arena where everyone is now finally paying attention. So it's smart because she turned around the Macron's little maneuver of suing in the US to get the spotlight. She turned it around on him. I think it's a win-win. I think it's smart.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's really smart.
Am I reading the docket correctly that she has to respond by 9/11?
Yeah.
Okay, so no matter what, we're going to have something for 9/11 by 9/11 at least.
Civil cases, a lot of times, civil cases drag on and on, right? So it's like 6 years later, it's like, oh, hey, can I? So they might ask for an extension.
Another one? They already asked for an extension.
The judge could say no. Like, no, I need it now. Like, okay, fine. We'll turn it in a couple of days or whatever. So we'll keep an eye on that. But eventually, we know already, like the cat's out of the bag. They want to file this motion to dismiss. They want to make my theory is that they want to make this like book out of it. So they're going to do it. And we'll see. And then when it's denied, they're going to file something called an answer, which is basically a general denial. We don't agree with paragraph 70, whatever. It's like they start in the 70s.
There's a lot.
We don't agree, blah, blah, blah. Let's move forward. And
I don't get it. And so since you're a legal expert, I'm going to ask you to help me out. If I am suing, I'm going to sue Willis right here. I don't know Willis, but you know what, Willis, I'm going to sue Willis right here. Willis Martin. And I'm saying that Willis Martin has said some terrible things about me.
Right.
And Willis Martin is doing a podcast, he's doing shows, he's writing books, and just saying really terrible things about me. And I send him evidence that says what you're saying about me is not true. You say my beard is fake. You say I got really crusty toes and I snore at night. And I have evidence to disprove all those things. And I send it to him to prove that those things are not true. Does he get to judge whether or not that evidence is sufficient and whether or not he can stop? Because that's what I feel like Candace did when Macron sent her all these examples. She said, well, I don't approve of this. The Chinese facial recognition and this, that, and the other. I don't believe these are true. Therefore, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Right.
So can you do that? Go ahead.
There's a couple of like elements here that we're talking about. So the main thing is that, yes, if you file the lawsuit, you're going to show that what she's saying is not true. What Willis is saying is not true. You're going to be like, look, here's my beard. Look legit.
Yeah.
Okay. Now she's got to turn around and say, now you also have to prove actual malice. So because you're
right. But I'm suing Willis,
right?
Because I sent Willis evidence that my beard is real,
right?
That my toes are not crusty and I don't sleep, I don't snore. Okay, right. I got evidence. I got my wife has commented. My barber talks about it's real. Right. I send you pictures of my feet, and you're not going to get those. So don't y'all even try it. I sent you pictures of my feet to prove these things to be false. So even before we went to the lawsuit phase, I told him like these things you're saying about me are wrong.
Right.
And that's why I feel like
I know what you're getting to. You're trying to be like, look, they planted the flag to make it like if she kept talking after we proved it wrong. Macron said,
that's it. Yes.
Yeah. Now that is a strategy point. So I'll tell you what actual malice is because they have to prove actual malice. They have to prove like not only did she get it wrong, but she like didn't care. And actual malice literally is defined in Delaware. I'm looking it up right now. I'm looking at the law right now. It says a publication is made with actual malice if it is made with the knowledge that it is false or with reckless disregard for whether it is false. So now here's their argument. They're going to say, hey, look, she said this stuff, fine, no big deal. But after we sent her the letter in December, we proved to her that this is false. And she continued on and that is proof of actual malice because she knew that it was false or she was so reckless, she was so whacked out that she said, I don't give a damn, I'm going to just do it, right? That's reckless disregard for what's true. Here's what Candace is going to say back. You guys sent me faulty pictures. We already knew about this stuff. It's all fake. You guys, if you really wanted to show me something, you could have shown me the blood test or pictures of her. Because I'm Candace. I'm calling into question that there's no pictures of her for 30 years. Mm-hmm. Where are the pictures for 30 years? And you sent me pictures of something else. Like, So it makes me think that I'm onto something. And furthermore, she sent them questions, like follow-up questions, right?
Mhm.
And they didn't answer. They just went silent because they took that bet. They thought what we sent was enough for a lawsuit. On the flip side, Candace is going to be like, well, I asked you guys more follow-up questions and you guys all got all like janky with your responses or whatever. You're acting shady. So because you're acting shady, I now really legit believe that I'm onto something. So there goes her actual malice. She actually believes it because she thinks that, why wouldn't they answer this? And I kind of get it. Like, why wouldn't they answer it?
I agree 1,000%.
Yeah, so it's a little. They took a chance. They took a chance with that move. If I was their lawyer, I would have been like, do the blood test, send it, we're done. But then we'd have to send it under wraps and blah blah blah, and like no one can know. I don't want my client's blood test out there. But send it to her because if she still publishes after that, we're gonna nuke her. We'll take her for everything because there's no dispute.
Right. So I theorize why they didn't, because I think it would have been a slam dunk. You'd put all these questions at bed if they had just done a blood test. I do agree with that. Okay. However, I said, what if? Do I trust you to keep everything under wraps? Maybe they have a hereditary disease.
Right.
Maybe she's intersex. Maybe she does have two parts. And maybe she does have two parts.
Right.
What if she has, again, like, can the Macrons trust that Candace would keep this information from slipping out? Or, oh my gosh, the courier got mugged and now the information's out and everybody knows. And again, I still believe they could have done that and would have put heads to bed. But then my very last point is, are you under obligation to respond to Candace? Because to me, that's even validating Candace more.
Right.
By saying, I brought up the Cardi B lawsuit or kerfuffle she had a couple years ago. Yeah, and say again?
I think she sued her.
She never did. She never did sue her. She talked about it.
Okay, gotcha.
She talked very big about it, which I thought was very interesting. But my point is, Candace even took that and said, oh, I broke Cardi B. Like, even in the fact that Cardi B was responding to her.
Right.
That's why I think that they went the nuclear option because, yeah, you can go around chest beating and say, yeah, I made the Macrons respond to me. I also had to pay $10 million to do it.
Yeah.
So this is my thought, but go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to tell you, like, how could they protect their, so you have a good point. Like there's privacy in the blood test, right? So they could have done a few things though, very easily. Non-disclosure agreement, like, all right, listen, we're going to send you the proof. So you shut your mouth, but here's what's going to happen. We all lock this up. They don't even have, you cannot publish this and you can't even say anything. You just have to end this. Here's a blood test, non-disclosure agreement, sign it. Whew. If you reveal this stuff, you're on the hook for like $50 million. And we're going to send you to jail and, we're going to make t-shirts about you. I don't know what, like they could make anything in this contract, right?
Wow.
And then,
okay.
So they could have safeguarded the results that way. Now, okay, something could have slipped, blah, blah, blah. They could have also limited what they shared. Like they took a blood test and they're like, okay, here it is. End this now. Don't talk about the blood test. Just end it. We all shut up about it. You move on. Never talk about it again. Non-disclosure agreement happens all the time. And the third thing is, would Candace have thought it's enough?
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
To me, that's the bigger issue. She would have been like, oh, because even when she, I have a video dropping tomorrow where she's talking about when she immediately said, I'll send my doctors to take your blood. Then later on, the narrative is, I never asked for blood. No, chick, you really did. You really did say that you're going to take these people's blood. Yeah. So, no, I don't think it would be enough. I really don't.
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
Yeah, she's talking a lot. That's the thing. So, like, she's doing it like how we're doing that. We're just talking. But you got to be careful if you're going to make accusations about, like, pretty powerful people. You got to be careful because, like, you got to have it very limited. That's why, like, with news, their legal teams are like, you can't say this, you can't say this, cut this out, twist this word to say this, say allegedly, blah, blah, all that stuff, because it's easier with, like, print. You just send it. Like, you've edited and sent it. But she's, like, going on and on a podcast. There's a lot of stuff that she slipped and said, the blood test, and she's like, I never said that. It's like, bro.
You did.
We see it.
But you did.
Yeah. So that's tough.
Like, even... I believe you watched the 8-part series. I know we are off our questions, by the way. I apologize.
Oh,
I know you watched the 8-part series. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the JWhit Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.